chapter number 15 of 9th standard. Here we are discussing the improvement in food resources. In the previous lecture we have discussed about the importance of food in our life as well as why we should improve the quantity of food or crop production, right? Then we have discussed about the different crops which are grown in different seasons, that is Rabi crops and Kharif crops. The Kharif crops are crops which are grown generally in monsoon, and Rabi crops are the crops which are grown generally in winter season. Then we have discussed that we have in India two types of revolution, that is green revolution and white revolution. And in crop production improvement we have done 4 times improvement, that is 25% of improvement is done in India for the crop production. And we have discussed about the 3 basic rules for the crop production improvement, that is the crop variety improvement, crop production improvement and crop protection management, right? So today we will discuss more about crop variety improvement. As we all know, there are desired characters which we require in our crops, right? So if these desired characters are there in our crops, then we get good quality of crops. So on the basis of that, we have to study about crop variety improvement. How can we improve the variety of crops? How is it possible? What are the techniques for it? And what factors or characteristics we have to take in consideration? All this we have to discuss here. So let's start crop variety improvement. The selection of crops can be done by selecting various characteristics. If we select various characteristics, then we can easily improve the crop production. Okay? Which are these characteristics? Say for example, the disease resistance. Disease resistance means what? The plant can fight against the disease, and that is known as the disease resistance. The second characteristic is response to fertilizers. Response to fertilizers means, as we all know, all types of soils does not contain all the types of nutrients. Some plants require some nutrients in huge quantity, while some other plants require some nutrients in small quantity. Okay, so depends on the plants, we should give different types of fertilizers. But if these plants give response to all these types of fertilizers, then it is easier for us to grow that plant, right? So the another characteristic is response to fertilizers. Then third is product quality. Obviously, if we have a good quality of product, then it can be sold in large quantity, right? So we must have to improve our crops in the character like product quality, means we have to improve the crop in quality. Quality must be good or best, right? And the other is high yields. Obviously, as population increases, we must have to provide food to each and every person, right? So if the variety of our crop is produced in high quantity, okay, high yield crop is produced, then and then we can provide this crop, okay, to each and every person. So these are some characteristics which we have to take in consideration for our crop variety improvement. Now the question is, how can we improve or how can we add these quantities in our crops. These are not like anything which we can add, okay? Means this is not like salt or any sugar that we can add in our food, right? So how these characteristics can be added? So for that we have a technique which is known as hybridization. Hybridization is the process of nothing but crossing between genetically dissimilar plants. Okay, say for example, some plants are good in disease resistance and some plants are having good yield or good quantity of crop is produced from some plants. Then these two plants are crossed and then we get a good quantity as well as disease resistant plant, right? So this is in fact a good method for incorporating these characteristics into the plants, that is hybridization. This hybridization has three techniques, or we can say there are three types of hybridization. That is, a crossing may be occur intervarietal. Intervarietal means between two varieties. Okay, we know that if we take any example of any food product, say for example rice, then rice we are getting in many varieties, right? So between two varieties this crossing has been occurred and we get another good variety of rice. Then second is interspecific hybridization, means between two species, two different species of same genus. Okay, and if this is done, then we can get a good crop, right? Two species of same genus means, say for example, some species of wheat is grown here in India and some species of wheat is grown, say for example, in America. If this two species has been crossed and we can get a third new crop, okay, or third new variety, and that is known as interspecific hybridization. Then third one is intergeneric, means between two different genus, right? So intergeneric hybridization also gives us a good variety of crop. The another method for incorporating these characters into the crop is to introduce a gene for desired character into the crop. Means we have to introduce the gene for the particular character, okay, into the crop, and then we can get that crop or the seeds of that crop, right? So this is the second method. So which are the two methods to incorporate the different characteristics or desired characteristic in plants? One is hybridization. It has three types, that is intervarietal, interspecific and intergeneric. And second is to incorporate or to introduce a gene into the crop for the desired character. That is the second method. Now we know that different types of crops require different climate, as well as different types of crop may require different weather conditions, availability of water, availability of sunlight, different types of soil, etc. So we must have to give this methods, or we must have to aware the farmers about these techniques or methods, and we must provide different types of seeds, okay, improved seeds to each and every farmers. And we should give them knowledge about which climatic condition, which soil type, what amount of water is needed by this improved quality of crops, right? So this is about the crop variety improvement by two methods, hybridization and to introduce the gene into a crop, right? Now let's move towards our next topic, that is the factors for which variety improvement is done. Okay, there are so many factors which we take in consideration for the variety improvement. The first factor is higher yield. Higher yield means what? In the process of crop production, we must require good yield. Okay, if we grow or if we sow one seed, we are getting hundreds of seeds, right? So if high quantity of crop we are getting, high quantity of production if we are getting, then it is known as higher yield. So per acre, how much amount of crop or seeds we are getting, that is known as higher yield. Second is improved quality. Okay, so quality must be improved. As I told you, if the quality is good of anything, then we also take much amount of that product. Okay, so quality of different crop is different from each other. Say for example, baking quality must be good in wheat, or we can say the protein quality must be good in the pulses like groundnut, peas, etc. Or we can say oil quality or quantity of oil must be good in oil seeds, and preservation quality must be good in vegetables and fruits. So these are about the improved quality. Once again, baking quality in wheat, protein qualities in pulses, then oil quality in oil seeds, and preservation quality in vegetables and fruits. The third is biotic and abiotic resistance. Means the crop which we are getting must have the capacity to fight against any biotic conditions like microorganisms or any other worms or any other, we can say, any biotic condition. Okay, so this can be improved by our method. Okay, or we have to take in consideration this point. Okay, as well as our crops are getting lower. Okay, or the production of our crops are getting lower due to some abiotic conditions like drought, flood, on which we do not have any control. Okay, so we must have to improve our crops on the basis of biotic and abiotic conditions. Okay, so our crops must be biotic and abiotic resistant. The fourth one is change in maturity duration. Obviously we know that the plants when get matured, it gives us flowers and fruits. Okay, but the duration of this is different from one plant to other plant, right? So what we have to take in consideration, this maturity duration must be decreased. If we decrease the maturity duration of our crops, then we can get good quantity of crop, good quantity of yield in less timings, right? Then next is wider adaptability. Wider adaptability means it can be grown in variety of climate, in variety of soil types, as well as in availability of water or less availability of water, or in good sunlight or in less sunlight, etc. So if wider adaptability is there, then we can grow these crops everywhere, right? Then last one is desirable agronomic characteristics. Okay, desirable agronomic characteristics means what? Fodder. If we are growing the fodder, then we must have to take in consideration that fodder must have so many branches and the tallness must be there. Okay, and in cereals the plants must be dwarf, right? So these are some agronomic characteristics which we must have to take in consideration. As we take this in consideration, then we can get higher amount of yields, because if the cereals are dwarf, means short in height, then they must use less amount of nutrients from the soil, and as they have used less amount of nutrients, then we can grow more and more crops in that particular soil only. So these are some factors on which we have done the improvement. Let's recall once again: higher yield, improved quality, biotic and abiotic resistance, change in maturity duration, wider adaptability, and desirable agronomic characteristics. So this is for today's lecture, right? We'll meet in the next lecture and we'll discuss about the crop production improvement. Till that, be at home, be safe. Thank you.
आभार।